little update on the van. So I didn't know there was a fly in there. A moth right there. But I took the radiator out because you seen the last video or the short. I don't remember, but there was a crack. Get out of there, buddy. There you go. There was a crack in the radiator on the oil cooler side, so I took the radiator out. Um, and then since doing that, I've really been thinking. Um, do I want to pull this motor and transmission and sell it? Do I want to put a LS motor in here? Hold on one second. Let me put this hood pin in here. So I've really been like, what do I want to do? But as you can see, it is pretty clean. I've already addressed that wire. I know where that goes. That's an easy fix. But took the radiator out because it had that crack in it. Like I said, still got to clean all that crap up. But my plan is now I want to order new injectors, the entire throttle body injection rebuild kit with the gaskets, new injectors, the fuel pressure regulator, the whole kit for the throttle body. Because when I took it to the gas station a few days ago, I really had to keep keep my foot on the gas pedal to keep it going. Because if I just hold the gas pedal down, it's like it bogs down. But if I keep pressing the gas pedal, it picks itself up, and then once I get over a certain speed, it just goes like it's supposed to. So I'm thinking those injectors are all gummed up, so I'm just going to rebuild the whole throttle body. I did notice the power steering pump is loud, like when it was running. Um, I repaired this wire, which took the ABS light off because the ABS light was on, and I didn't have ABS brakes. Hydro boost. I put fluid in there. Since I put fluid in there and I started the motor, the power steering pump is like whining. I've turned the steering wheel back and forth to try to bleed the system out. Still bleeding. So I'm also thinking there's a leak somewhere because I filled this thing up and it's dry. So either the gearbox was completely empty and I need to add more fluid, or there's a leak. So that's an issue I have to address once the engine is running right. But in the meantime, I'm using rockauto.com as my source for parts. That's where I got the gas tank, the fuel pump, and all that stuff. So I've already added everything to my shopping cart: the radiator, throttle body stuff. One of these coolant hoses I'm going to have to replace because up at the back of the engine, you can see a small crack in that. So I don't want that leaking all over the place once it's running, once it gets up to temperature. Uh, and then my ultimate, like what I want to do is change out that thermostat, change the water pump. Even though it's not leaking, it's not showing any signs of being bad as of right now. These are things that I normally just do to engines whenever I come across an engine or anything like that. I just go ahead and get that stuff out the way. That way I don't have to worry about it later. If I know all that stuff is new, it's less headache. I'm already changing the big radiator. I might as well change the water pump and thermostat, and I'm going to change that coolant hose to flush the system out, start it up, let it run, let the heater core, flow through, make sure the heat works, the whole cooling system, make sure everything works like it's supposed to. After that, figure out power steering hydro boost issue. I mean, looking at the age of the hoses, I wouldn't be surprised if it's leaking somewhere down there. I don't see a leak on the ground anywhere, but you know how that goes. So that's pretty much an update on the van, man. I have not gotten the carpet shampooed yet because I was torn between getting a new engine. My focus was on the engine, so still haven't shampooed the carpet, vacuumed it out, but I have not shampooed it. These are, of course, just parts off the engine that I took off, and still got that trash in there that it's really not, you know, a big issue for me right now. So, but once the engine is running like it should, my plan is to do everything I just said. I want to come in here, replace these blinds. These ones aren't bad, not bad at all. The ones on the door still work like they should. So if I can find these, what is this? It's like some kind of, I don't know if that's a mold or what, but if I can find these same kind of blinds for these two windows, I want to replace those. This one too, because the it doesn't, it's not staying. You see, it's all jacked up too. And then, if you guys know, I need to fix. See if I can lift this up. I won't stay. But as you can see, all the parts for this window is pretty much here. The handle to open this window, it's not, you know, it's not staying there. The weather stripping is all falling down. So I need to repair this window, as well as change out this blind. So if you guys know anywhere that sells these blinds, I'm thinking like they may be similar to RV blinds. So if I can find these blinds, I'll replace them with the same kind. If not, I'll go with the kind that you put in your house. And I'll just drill a hole up there and then, you know, just get the same size. Try to find the same color. Yep, that'll be my plan. And then shampoo the carpet. If it comes out pretty good, I will reuse it. If not, pull it up, replace it. Either this same color or like a dark brown. Yeah, these seats need to be cleaned and shampooed from just sitting for so long. Very good condition though for leather, especially for how long it's sitting. I mean, these leather seats they just need to be cleaned up. No rips and tears, just the normal wear for the driver's seat, getting up and down off the van, getting in and out of the van. So, but I think that's the worst of all the seats. Just a little tear and just worn from driving. But want to fix or want to replace this radio. It goes in and out. Oh well, but it works when it wants to. But that's the update, guys. Waiting on parts. Waiting on coolant, radiator, you know, all the parts, water pump, all that stuff.